Welcome back, guys. Well, it is a hot summer day and I'm headed out for an overnighter. We've had a lot of work done at the cabin and just gonna go have some fun. So I'm gonna take the canoe to one of the islands on this lake and have a nice overnight. Stay tuned. Just at the put in here, and man, it must be a sign. Here's another eagle feather. That is huge. Just gonna pop it over here. So no one takes it. Very cool. Just getting stuff ready all up in the canoe here. Got my Osprey 36 liter fishing rod, of course my my camera gear too, and of course the old life jacket. Sure is a gorgeous day out today. Sun's high in the sky. Water is nice and still. Beautiful. I'm just gonna look for a campsite. Just popped on shore to scout out and see if there's a good spot to camp, but I'm not really convinced this is where I want to camp. But here is the wild blueberry. It's a low bush blueberry and they're really tasty. They're really tiny, as you can see. These ones are ripe and juicy on the shrub here. A lot of them here have been extremely dry and basically dried up onto the shrub and have to be rehydrated because it's been so incredibly hot and sunny and dry these days. These are the best fruit. Sweet treat. Well, trying to scout this location. Ugh, it's kind of nasty in here. I don't know where in the heck. I'm gonna be camping with my hammock, so lots of spots to put it there, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking around. I'm looking around, I find a dried up old chanterelle. See, this is how dry it is. Gosh, this probably came out 3 weeks ago. Interesting. Well, I think we've got our site, and I'm just exploring other parts of the island where we are. See what's available. Looks like there's a beach over there. We have a fire ban right now, or I'd have lots of wood. We have a thick area right here, cedar, pine. There's an old dead snag. So we're gonna get camp set up and probably do a little bit of fishing after, but I want to get everything ready and buttoned up for the evening, and then maybe I'll forage for a bit of blueberries and hopefully get a fish for supper, I don't know. And go for a swim, because boy, it's hot out here, about 30 degrees right now. And not that humid, but that sun's pretty hot, so can't wait to go swimming. The water is, I don't know, probably about 70 Fahrenheit or something. It's really nice. Can't wait. There's part of the view. Water is like bath water. Oh my gosh, it's nice. A little bit worried about leeches in here, but I'll probably swim in the deeper area. Man, what a great day. Got my hammock all set up. Look at the view. It's gonna be so relaxing. Listen to the water at night. I'm just inflating my Thermarest mat, and I've got my nature hike. Look how small that is. My little nature hike goose down sleeping bag, my little summer bag there. You guys saw I use that as an over blanket basically in my fall camping adventure when it snowed on us. So this is gonna be great. It's early afternoon, so just gonna sit back and relax. Maybe go for a little bit of a swim and do a bit of fishing later. The only modification I made to this Costco hammock is I got these locking carabiners. It came with these before, but you see right here, the rope hooked into here, that did, right into here, and I fell out once and really hurt myself, so I was like, forget that. So got these carabiners, so they lock right there, and they lock so they can't open up. So just made it a lot safer. I don't really like getting whiplash falling out of one of these things. It's a Merlin family. Oh, there it is. 2 Merlins actually hunting just above the campsite. How cool is that? Well, that was really cool. So I'm just sitting here enjoying the water, and a mom and several baby mallard ducks just floated by. So how cool is that? Of course, I had to sit really still, and the horse flies were biting me so bad I had to be professional and not shriek or smack myself. Anyway, that's really neat. They seemed a little bit cautious, but definitely went by. Got some great footage. Well, after a swim, time for a drink. What am I drinking? Stiegl Radler. That's pretty good. Nice and refreshing. Well, after I finished my drink there, I went on a little hunt for blueberries, and I have a bottom of a cup full. Fresh wild blueberries. Honestly, half of them were dried on the vine. It is really dry here, so some of them have to be rehydrated, but look how tiny those are. Wild blueberries. I'll be using those in my supper tonight. Well, I'm out now trying to get a fish. It's a gorgeous evening out here. Not really getting too many bites, unfortunately. I'm kind of tucked away in a back bay here because in the open areas the waves are pretty bad, and it's a little bit windy. So anyway, we'll see what we can do. If I don't get anything, then I guess it's blueberries and Mr. Noodles. And I also brought a little tin of sardines, so I won't be starving tonight. But oh, so nice out there tonight. Cannot wait to spend the night out here in the woods. Ugh, it's gonna be great. A little hammock, so relaxing. No sooner do I say I have no supper than a bass hits my line. Oh, it's supper time. Oh, he's a good one. Maybe a couple pounds. Nice. Take a look at that, guys. That's a nice looking bass. That's going in the frying pan. That was awesome. The second, I'm like, I'm just gonna give up. There's nothing out here. Bam! On goes a smallmouth bass, and they put up an awesome fight. I don't know if you guys have ever done smallmouth bass fishing, but it's lots of fun, especially this time of night. It's perfect off these points, these weed beds. Great stuff. Well, just filleting the fish here and battling the ants. Got a nice fillet there. I'm gonna work on the other side now. Great, we got a couple of fillets there all ready to go, so we'll get ready and we'll pop them in the frying pan. This is the Wild Venture Hexi blanket, and it's awesome just to kind of relax here this evening down by the water there. Oh, it's so nice. It's actually nice and padded. On this side's a bit slippery, and this side it's padded and nice and soft, and a good color too, actually, for being out in here. It's an excellent size too. Yeah, super nice just to relax here before we get supper ready. It's gonna be a great dinner. I'm super pumped. Well, let's take a peek. Oh, yes, that's done. Flaky. Let's give it a try. This is good. Well, let's give it a try. Looks good. Got some blueberries, got some fish. That's good. And those nice sweet blueberries in there and that smoky flavor. And those nice sweet blueberries, really good. Well, I'm just relaxing in the hammock here. Nightfall will happen the next few hours. It's just so nice to sit here listening to the water, having the wind kind of blow across you. It's very, very relaxing. Also, tonight I'll be using the Wild Venture Hexi blanket over top of my little sleeping bag. Extra bug protection and warmth. I think it's going down to about 12 degrees tonight. Just having some popcorn down by the lake. And there goes the sun. Beautiful night. Fish are jumping down by the shore here, and it's so peaceful. I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, it is 6:30 in the morning, and I'm in the hammock. You notice I have my bug hat on. So, a little story. I went in the hammock around 9 o'clock, just relaxing, and let me tell you, the bugs got really, really bad. And the hammock, super comfortable. My sleeping bag, super comfortable. That's the Nature Hike goose down bag, as well as my Wild Venture Hexi blanket, which right now I'm using as a really comfy pillow to prop myself up. but the bugs were so bad, so I had to pop on this bug hat. And I fought the bugs long and hard until about 1 in the morning. 1:30. Oh, probably can't see me there. I fought the bugs till about 1:30 in the morning, and then it was just like I couldn't take it anymore. They were buzzing, like they were like right at my ears, constantly buzzing that high-pitched sound, and they were trying to bite me actually through this mesh, and some of them succeeded. Like if the mesh was right up against my skin, the bugs actually they got right up to me and started stinging me. So that was really, really annoying. So yeah, I ended up having to go into the tent, the MSR tent, just to get away from the bugs. Like, it was incredible. I thought the bugs were going to die back after, things cooled down a bit, but it was kind of a warm night. It was very still, really no breeze to speak for, except for a little bit around 10, 11 o'clock, which helped. But then it got really still again, and the bugs went nuts. So I couldn't take it anymore. So I finally went into the MSR tent and slept. And now I'm back here. It's 6:30 in the morning. And now I'm just relaxing here in the hammock, listening to the merlins do their hunting thing. Guess I can take this off. You hear them in the background. That's cool. The merlins were hunting. Sun's not even up yet, but it's around 11 degrees this morning. So just relaxing here back in the hammock. I really do prefer the hammock, but the bugs last night, I had to spend several hours in the tent while the bugs were at their peak because it was just impossible to get rest. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to be heading to an outdoor fabric store. I'm going to try to sew to this edge right here and this edge, obviously, really fine mosquito netting, and maybe I'll make some kind of a framework. I mean, I tried to pull the blanket, like the hammock, edges, like over myself like that, but, they would just get in anywhere they could. And, insects, it's like their full-time job to feed on you. So no matter, how many times I try to swat them away or do whatever, they were back within seconds. And the most annoying part, honestly, wasn't the fact they were trying to get me through the mosquito netting. It was like they were hovering by my ears on both sides. And I was just like, that high-pitched noise. Oh my gosh, a huge fish just jumped. I think I'm going to do a little bit of early morning fishing here. I heard that in the night too. Something really breached beside my hammock, and I think it was a giant pike or something like that. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, so it was like this constant barrage of mosquitoes at my ears. That high-pitched noise will drive you to madness, I swear. Anyway, let's take a look at the MSR tent. There's the MSR tent. So, the bugs were bad. Just hopping in here and just getting away from them being right at my ears was a blessing. And I fell straight asleep. So, I love that hammock, but the bugs, I don't know. It's just not a great setup for summer camping, especially in bug season. You guys know I love winter and fall camping and early spring camping when there's no bugs. So that I've taken that out so many times in the winter. I just love it, but I can't do it this time of year. So that's why I don't really like summer camping that much and don't do a ton of it. The insects just get to me, and that's why I love having the cabin or, having, a really nice tent. But I do like being open to the elements. I do feel like, I like being surrounded by the environment, hearing all the noises. Heard some barred owls last night, obviously heard fish jumping, and also in the woods there was something moving around on this island. I don't know what it was, probably a raccoon or something like that, but I did see some deer poop. So maybe there's one deer that swam out here and was poking around. So yeah, lots of things. So I like hearing wildlife. I didn't hear any foxes or coyotes or wolves or anything like that in the night, but definitely some things sort of piddling around, snapping some twigs. I want to show you this shrub that lines the shores here of this lake. This is called Murica Gale or Sweet Gale. So, I planted some of this around the cabin. And it's got these little tiny catkins right there. It smells so nice, very resinous, very strong smell when you crush it between your fingers, either the catkins or your leaves. It smells really good. These plants, they make a really good like tea and stuff like that. So You can actually use them to flavor beer as well, which I've obviously been getting into. So it smells so good. The essential oil of the bog myrtle, or a sweet gale as it's called, has actually been used as an insect repellent, especially for mosquitoes. So I could have used that last night if I'd made an essential oil, but maybe in the future I'll do that. So pretty cool, but it's just here, right where you'd need it. Beautiful, fragrant plant. I can't wait for mine to kind of grow up at the cabin. They're really small right now, but they're typically found around water and wet areas. So I'm pretty excited to find sweet gale right here by the campsite. Or that way, I'm hearing the coyotes right now, just speaking to the devil. A bit in the distance there. Wow, it is a beautiful morning. Can't beat waking up to this. Actually, this morning I'm going to go find some sweet fern over here to make some sweet fern tea. Let's take a look. There it is. This is also a really good insect repellent. If you add this to a fire, it'd be a nice smoky fire. So right now we can't have full huge fires, so couldn't have that going last night, but that would have been really helpful. So anyway, I'm just going to grab a bit of the sweet fern here and we'll make some tea. I did a video on that a while back too. Has a really nice, really good smell. Let's try my hand at some early morning fishing, see if I get anything. It's so nice out here. At least there's no breeze. I'm just slightly following the current along this island. It's really nice. Well, not as lucky this morning as I was last night. I'm going to head down to the campsite now, and I think I'll make some tea and I'll have some oatmeal for breakfast. Just sitting here having breakfast, and I'm steeping some bog myrtle and sweet fern tea, so that's good. And I'm having some oatmeal. Put this down here. And there's my oatmeal with wild blueberries. You can see the blueberries floating on top there. It's the steel cut oats. It's going to be really good. Of course, the blueberries are so dried up, but they're rehydrating in the hot water. Looks great. Warms you up really nicely. Although it's not that cold out. The temperatures really come up nicely. Mystery solved with what the critter was last night that was messing around the campsite. And I heard that big splash beside the hammock. What it was an otter. So this morning, just now actually, I saw an otter, splashing around, playing in the water, and then went along the shoreline there and then took off running through the woods. And that basically is what the sound I heard last night. So there's an otter that lives on the island. Makes lots of sense. The site's all packed up, and yeah, leave no trace camping. All the garbage is packed up. As you can tell, it's very difficult to tell camping happened right here, but that's the goal. You don't want to leave all kinds of mess in the woods for someone else to find and wreck an environment. So, YouTube friend Pine Martin does a lot of Crownland camping and leave no trace camping. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, go ahead and follow his channel. Well, thanks guys so much for joining me on this little overnight adventure in the hammock. Well, we'll see what happens next time I'm out, but I have to fix that hammock to deal with those bugs. Hope you guys have a great week as always. Take care.